For one to keep a narcissist, you must be willing to deny yourself every single bit, all of life's pleasures, and hand them over to the narcissist, every single one of them, gleefully, making their life as exciting and interesting as possible. You must be willing to live without intimacy, communication, honesty, and trust indefinitely, forever. You must be willing to be cheated on, lied to, and manipulated constantly without any hope of this ever improving. You must be willing to be submissive. You must never, ever have an opinion, desire, a want, a need, anything of your own, because this is selfish behavior in the eyes of the narcissist, and it is absolutely not tolerated by a narcissist. You must be willing to be devalued and discarded for being weak in the narcissist eyes and not having the guts to stand up for yourself, paradoxically. You must be willing to live without security, self-esteem, peace, or comfort. You must be willing to live with secrets, lies, betrayals, false truths, omissions, hypocrisies, slander, or any other deceitful, manipulative action that a narcissist willingly chooses to impose on you. You must be willing to live without boundaries, perimeters, or any other self-respecting goals or aspirations. You must be willing to live your life knowing the person that you are giving everything to will never, never, ever be there for you mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially. If you are diagnosed with an illness or have an accident, you are on your own, while the narcissist is out enjoying praise and accolades and attention from others until you can be back on duty, so to speak. You must be willing to feel genuinely sorry that your illness and injury has caused a huge inconvenience for the narcissist, and how dare you not be there and be available to serve their needs. You must be willing to be treated as completely worthless now that you have caused all of this drama. You must be completely willing to have your friends, your coworkers, and your family completely removed from your life indefinitely, permanently, until you are isolated from the entire world. You must happily and gleefully agree to giving up your career or your job should it ever interfere with your ability to serve the narcissist's desires. You must be willing to leave a stable job or a career that you love, that you are passionate about, in order to make more money at a job that you hate so that you can accommodate your narcissist lifestyle. Or, like in my situation, the narcissist can talk you into staying at home and having complete control over you financially, especially if you have children. You must be willing to live without love, respect, affection, or attention from your own children, because they too live to serve the narcissist, not you, sadly. They see no value in you because you don't see any value in yourself, and they have been conditioned by the narcissist to believe that their own parent is not worthy of such love or such things. You must be willing to wake up one day to discover that your narcissist has left you, completely left you, discarded you without understanding why they left, where they went, and when will they be back, until they return days, months, weeks, or even years later, like nothing ever happened. They walk right back in the door and act as if nothing happened, and they pick up right where they left off. And they will absolutely return. Not in every situation, but it is almost a guarantee, because this is a cycle, it's a circle. And when they return, you must be willing to you must never ask any questions about where they have been, who they have been with. You must never speak of your feelings or how their leaving made you feel. You never ever engage in any kind of serious conversations at all. You must simply resume your position of loving them, caring for them, and being kind to them, and making sure they feel wonderful about themselves without receiving a single bit of that in return, no matter how confused and hurt and heartbroken you are. You must be willing to always, always be wrong, take full responsibility for all of the narcissist's mistakes, apologize and beg for forgiveness for everything the narcissist imagines that you have done to hurt them, whether you really did this did these things or not is not relevant, as most often it is them who hurt you. But this is unacceptable for you to think this way. So you must beg and apologize profusely for not stopping them from making a bad decision. That their bad decisions are your fault in their mind. You must also never offer any kind of advice or suggestions that might prevent your narcissist from making that bad decision. Another paradox, because this is critiquing, and you will be punished severely for any criticism, whether it is real or imagined. You will get the silent treatment, and you will be attacked on a personal level, such a personal level that it will cut to your very core, the very foundation of your being. You will be belittled, called names, and falsely accused of things that you may or may not have ever done or ever thought of doing. You must be willing, when they come back to you, to be perfect in every way. And if you fail, you will be punished. So you must apologize. Apologize and apologize again. Beg for forgiveness. Beg for mercy for everything that they did to you, accepting full responsibility for their actions and yours. Beg to be forgiven for every single thing that they have done to you, and there are no exceptions. You must always take 100% of the responsibility for how they feel. You do not cry. You do not show sadness. You do not show any emotions that might challenge the narcissist's self-esteem, that fragile self-esteem. You must never express any other emotion other than happiness that they came back to you, being grateful that they came back to you. It doesn't matter that the narcissist's behavior is literally killing you. Do not express that ever. That would be a huge mistake, as the narcissist might sense that you are unhappy in the relationship, and this will force them to discard you again and leave you for somebody who is more positive in their demeanor, somebody superior to you in their eyes, someone who won't ask questions, feel hurt or abandoned, somebody who will listen to their stories of how horrible you have treated them and be willing to give them what you cannot. You must be willing to be abandoned and left with no resources to take care of yourself and your children with no explanation. You must be willing to put your entire life on pause at any given moment without any warning, and be willing to wait patiently until your narcissist becomes bored with or disenchanted by their new person, or until that person displays the same feelings of unhappiness that they saw in you, and they become as worthless as you did in the narcissist's eyes. You must be willing to be patient and wait and never feel sad. Don't cry, don't react negatively, stay positive, because they will come back to you when they feel like it. You must be willing to allow this in and out behavior to happen multiple times and never tire of it. You must never ever see it as an issue. You must be willing to embrace that revolving door. You must be willing to appreciate the uncertainties, anxieties, and insecurities of them leaving you for someone better. And anytime they will do this, anytime they feel bored or anxious with themselves. And you must be grateful, thankful, and appreciative that you are special enough to the narcissist for them to even return to you to begin with, whenever they choose to. You must be satisfied with being, in their eyes, weak enough to tolerate their abuse, yet strong enough to keep yourself from going completely insane from all of the insanity of your day-to-day life with your beloved narcissist. By now, I pray that you have learned your lesson and you are ready to completely comply with the narcissist's expectations of you, whatever those may be. You must comply wholeheartedly, no faking it either, with all expectations, even though you won't fully know what those expectations are, because they don't communicate their wants or their needs. You have to read their minds. And this is a fantasy that is conjured up in their own heads, influenced by porn, envy of a friend, their boss, a family member. That it all changes day by day, week by week, hour by hour, but you must at all times know what it is. If you really love them, you will know what they want and need at all times. You must be more than willing to provide these things to them at all times and do so happily. You need to be willing to live every day of your life with the truth that the person who you love so unconditionally, so deeply, so intensely is not capable of loving you, respecting you, or caring for you at all, not even with all of their expectations being met. You must be willing to accept the fact that the harder that you try to please them, the more they despise you. You should be willing to have your bank account emptied, your house foreclosed on, and your car repossessed, resulting in you sleeping on the street while they are sleeping in somebody else's warm, comfortable bed. You should be willing to become a shell of your former self, void of any feelings, emotion, identity, or responses other than to happily, joyfully serve the narcissist their needs, their wants, their desires, while completely denying yourself of all basic human needs. So yes, if you are willing to do these very few simple things, a narcissist will stay around for as long as you want them to, maybe even forever. Hey guys, if you are interested in donating to the cause Narcissistic Abuse 101, feel free to go to the bio section in my profile, click on the PayPal link, and your donation will go to free coaching for people who are in need, speaking events, and a lot of really, really cool stuff that I have coming up. I really appreciate it, you guys. And to everybody who's already donated, I cannot say thank you enough.